Hello. Welcome back to Jumblecraft Season 5. Yes, we are here under Perry the Platypus. This is actually where we ended the last episode looking at Perry the Platypus, and we will also be moving him in today's episode. That's going to come a little bit later though. As you can see behind me and throughout the city, the layout here, I've made a couple changes and I've been collecting a little bit of resources. First off, as you can see here, I've added all of these light posts throughout the city and I really like how these turned out. This is based off of a picture that I saw, a already existing design, but I changed up the color palette and a couple other small things about it, and I really like this design. It looks very city-esque. I think it turned out really good. So since I liked it, I went ahead and spread all of these lampposts throughout the city, and I think they turned out fantastic. Now that the layout of the city is finished, like I promised last episode, we are going to be working on the first building, and it is going to go right here. I had a little bit of trouble because most of the reference pictures were going to end up being too big, as I did make the scale of this city smaller than most Minecraft cities would have probably been to try and fit the look of an actual city. But I wanted to do that because this is a 6-month realm and I don't have years to be working on this. So this is where our first building is going to go, and it is based off of a bank. I'm super excited to get started on this, and as you can see, it's going to be made of quartz, which I have been collecting. All of these white shulker boxes over here are for this project, and right now I have a little under a shulker box worth. I do have some extra little bits over here, and then tons of other blocks that I'm going to be using for other little details on the build, including white concrete, which a lot of the rest of the build is going to be built out of. The primary color of the build is going to be white, more of an off-white almost, and then the secondary I'm going to be using copper, oxidized copper, and as you can see behind me over here, I've got some copper hopefully oxidizing, and I believe I have enough materials. Let's go ahead and get started on the build. This is going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to have to stop a couple times to go get extra quartz, but we'll see, I guess. So it's time to jump into a time lapse, and wish me luck. This is probably going to be like a week or more of my life. So let's get started. Ready, set, go! Oh, that was one of the most satisfying builds I've done in a very long time. Look how good this thing turned out. I literally could not be more pleased with how this turned out, especially being the first building. I'm super happy and super inspired to continue building. I went for this super white build structure on this as it's based off of like a bank, and I did judge this white structure off of some white structures I saw in Chicago, pictures that I had taken personally, and I thought, well, this city's old, these buildings will be more so run down, kind of dirty. But honestly, most of the white skyscrapers, as you can see here, are actually pretty clean. Now, down towards the bottom of the building, along where people would be walking, I'm going to come along and add some texture. I added some of these mushroom stems, and I've got some of these quartz bricks that I'm going to go ahead and add towards the bottom, and maybe add some sort of cracks of some kind, almost like the foundation is almost cracking a little, but up towards the top, I'm going to do very little texturing. I added my little test here with the mushroom stems, and I really like this block. I think it works really well to make it look like a weathered version of the quartz. So I'm going to come to the bottom story here, and I'm going to add a little bit of texturing, not a whole lot, and on the, whoa. There are a lot of dogs in here. Why do they look so creepy, too? Ugh. That's terrifying. Anyway, I came through and I added a bunch of spruce wood floors all the way up the building. I still have a couple more to do, but when you don't add floors to these skyscrapers, through trial and error, I have found out that it just makes the whole building look very empty. So if you just go ahead and add floors, it makes it look a lot more structural. So overall, I could not be more happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that texturing, but I do have something I want to show you. Back behind the building here, as you can see, Perry the Platypus is gone. I've collected all of the blocks up, and it's time to move him over to someone else's base. Let's do that right now. This is where Squid Pup lives in this village, and this is where I've put Perry. I did have to get some extra wool blocks because there were several missing, and thank you to Llama Love for taking down the Perry. Thank you very much. And yeah, this is where Perry's going to be remaining for a little while. So let's head back to the base, and I'll show you the texturing that I've got done on the building. Alright, I came along here, and I went ahead and finished all of the wooden floors to make the inside look more full. I might come and detail some of those rooms eventually, I'm not sure yet. I also came and I added some concrete powder under this area. I tried to add details where I felt like water and wear would be like running off the building and wearing down the structure. So I came along here down at the bottom where I added these little water drains, and I added some lichen as well as that mushroom stem and some diorite just to add a little bit detail towards the bottom here, because that's where I feel like most of the wear would be. Now also towards the top along some of the windows, I added some concrete powder to the concrete just to add a little bit of that extra wear. But now I want to introduce a project I've been thinking about for a bit now and take a break from the city. So let's head over to the shopping district. Here we are in the shopping district. I want to tell you guys about a project I'm really excited for. Every season of Jumblecraft, people end up getting out of it about halfway through the season, and we are about to that halfway point, and it's gotten to where there's only about 3 to 4 players on average playing, and even those players are rarely playing. It's mainly just me, like it kind of always ends up being. And every season, I do something to try and get back some players, so that's what we are going to try and do today. We are going to be building the PWR Program, and we are going to be building the headquarters here in this cleared off area right here. It's probably going to be a little bit bigger and go back a little bit further. So what is the PWR Program, or the Power Program that I'm talking about? PWR stands for Public Works Rewards Program. To make it simple, I'm going to have a building here that goes over all the rules and what prizes you can win. What do you do to win these prizes? Yeah, that's a good question. There will be signs spread throughout the world here, these bamboo signs, so they're easily recognizable, with ideas for builds. And if you build these builds, a certain amount will get you certain amounts of prizes, starting small, and the more and more you do, the bigger prizes you'll get, leading up to their own custom mod, which is going to be something really, really cool. It's either going to be like a piece of armor or a tool or a weapon, something like that, completely custom to each player. I will be making these mods myself for whenever people get that. It's probably going to be when you do around 10 public work projects to help out the realm here. Now, I'm just hoping this will bring people back onto the realm and give them some motivation to build some sort of stuff. So we're going to build that right here, right at the top of the shopping district. But let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse right now and get started. Let's go! It is now finished. This is the finished PWR headquarters, at least the outside anyway. I haven't done the interior yet. So let's take a look at this building. It is rather strange construction and probably one of the weirdest color palettes I've ever done for a build. With this white and orange, it's almost like a deserty type build. I was going for a government feeling, that's why I did the columns in the front, and I feel like it accomplished it pretty good. I went with this red sandstone with the quartz, and then I came back after the time lapse and did some more detailing with the quartz bricks and stuff. I tried my best to add enough detail at each side of the building so it wouldn't appear boring, but as you can see at the back, I haven't done a whole lot. I may or may not come back and finish that at some point, I'm not entirely sure. But let's take a look on the inside. Oh boy, it's a big empty block of an interior right now, but I have several ideas and I'm really excited to see what I can do for this interior. So I want to just quickly look down And look back up, and now we have a completely finished interior. And I'm super happy with how this turned up. I have all the information along signs here throughout the building. Over here on both sides of the walls, here and there, we have the different prizes. The first 3 jobs just being diamonds, and the 4th one being a full shulker box of fireworks and an elytra, and the 5th being a full custom set of netherite armor. And then over here on the other side, 15 netherite ingots, which is going to be crazy for me to get. A full iron beacon, an official statue in the shopping district, a tag that goes under your name tag with the PWR tag, and the grand prize being that custom mod which we had discussed. We also have the leaderboard here, and we already have several people that are participating in the programs. Over here we have how to join, and then the sign up sheet right here. And I'm super thrilled with how this is going so far. The power program has brought several people back on, and next week I will show you some of the things that have been accomplished throughout the shopping district. But for now, let's head back to the city. I want to say a big thank you real quick to SquidPup for mining out the rest of this tunnel. This literally goes all the way to the shopping district. And we're going to have to come back and decorate this at some point, but I'm really stoked with seeing the finished tunnel because I was never going to do it myself. Anyway, we made a ton of progress this episode with the build and with some other stuff going on with the power program, and all sorts of progress being made, and I'm super happy with everything we have accomplished this episode. Next episode, I want to get a couple more buildings finished. We've got to get on this city project and start getting things accomplished before the end of the summer here. So we're going to be doing some smaller, less detailed builds to kind of fill out the area here just throughout the landscape. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Later!